Welcome to this deep dive. We take your source material and really try to unearth the most important insights.
Cutting through the noise, getting to what matters.
Exactly. And today we are diving deep into, well, success. It's fascinating, complex sometimes.
Definitely. Our source is John C. Maxwell's book, Three Things Successful People Do.
Right. So our mission here is to kind of navigate through Maxwell's ideas, pull out the key principles.
Figure out what success really means. According to him, anyway.
Yeah, and crucially, how you listening can maybe take these ideas and, make them work for you, looking for those practical takeaways.
So where do we even start with success? It's such a big word.
It really is. Maxwell kicks off by highlighting that definition problem. He mentions a Gallup study.
Oh, yeah, where like 58% of people said good health was success. That's surprising.
It is. And while health is obviously vital, foundational,
Indeed, yeah.
Maxwell asks, is that it? Is health alone success? He says no, and jumps right into his main idea. Success isn't a destination.
It's a journey. That's the core concept, isn't it?
Totally. And he uses a really strong example moving his company, INJY.
Right. From San Diego to Atlanta. That's a huge move for everyone involved. 74 employees, I think.
Yeah, a big ask. You'd think people would balk, leaving sunny San Diego.
But over 90% said yes. They were willing to make that journey. That's huge buy-in.
So why? Maxwell breaks it down into 4 reasons.
Okay, first, they got a clear picture of where they were going. Not just Atlanta, but the vision, the future.
The positive side of it, the opportunity. They knew the why.
Second, their questions were answered. People worry about schools, housing, the unknown, right?
Naturally. Like leadership anticipated that, addressed those fears.
Third, and this feels important, they'd already tasted success personally. They felt purpose. They were growing.
They were contributing, so the journey they were already on felt good, worth continuing somewhere else.
Exactly. And fourth, they knew they weren't the same people anymore. They'd grown. They wanted more of that growth, that significance.
So the process itself was the reward, the driver.
Which is so different from how many people picture success, isn't it? Those common, often misleading ideas Maxwell talks about.
Oh yeah, that composite picture he paints is almost funny. Gates' money, Arnold's muscles, Einstein's brain.
Jordan's skills, Jobs' creativity, Jackie O's grace, Disney's imagination, Mother Teresa's heart, all rolled into one.
It's impossible. And trying to be someone else just makes you a, quote, bad imitation.
Right, and he starts dismantling those common misconceptions. First up, wealth.
Ah, the Rockefeller story. How much is enough? Just a little bit more.
Perfectly captures that endless chase, doesn't it? Even King Solomon said money lovers are never satisfied.
And that story about the wealthy guys meeting in Chicago in 1923. Schwab, Cutton, all those names.
Yeah, and how so many ended up broke or in prison or worse. It's chilling. Shows money isn't the whole picture. Even Onassis knew that.
Then there's chasing a special feeling, like happiness.
Maxwell calls that a continual roller coaster. Because life happens, right? Emotions fluctuate.
Totally unsustainable to base your success on feeling happy all the time.
Then, possessions. Specific, worthwhile things.
I love that Schwinn bike story. We've all had that feeling, haven't we? This thing will make me feel successful.
Yeah, the bike, the starting spot on the team, the first house.
But they're just temporary fixes, he says, not real, lasting success.
Power is another one. McElroy called it a short-term antidepressant, which is kind of funny.
Huh. And Lord Acton's warning about power corrupting.
Maxwell says it's more a test of character. It's not good or bad itself, but you eventually lose it anyway, so it can't be the definition.
And finally, achievement. He calls it destination disease.
That idea that success only happens when you hit the goal, get the promotion, cross the line.
The Michael Jordan example fits perfectly here. Retires in 93, achieved everything, then comes back. Twice.
Because, as the source says, playing the game, being in the midst of the process was the thing. It wasn't just about the championships.
It's the journey, not just the arrival points.
Exactly. So if those are the wrong pictures, what's Maxwell's right picture? What makes it a journey?
Okay, he boils it down to 3 key things. Success is knowing your purpose in life.
Okay, purpose first.
Growing to reach your maximum potential.
Growth. Second.
And sowing seeds that benefit others.
Purpose, growth, contribution. Okay. And you can see why that makes it a journey, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can you ever finish growing or run out of ways to help people?
Probably not. So you're never really done being successful.
And the cool part is, this means you don't have to wait. You can be successful, like, today.
So
The moment you decide to actively figure out your purpose, intentionally grow, and look for ways to help others, you're on the journey. You are successful right then.
That's a powerful shift in perspective. Okay, let's dig into that first one, knowing your purpose.
Right. Maxwell quotes Henry J. Kaiser, the industrialist,
Saying you need an aim in life to do your best.
and Viktor Frankl, the psychologist, talking about everyone having a unique vocation or mission.
Finding that thing you were specifically created for. That's where the joy is, Frankl said. It's the starting block for the journey.
And this purpose, Maxwell connects it to the dream placed in the heart.
That inner vision tied to your talents, your passions, what you feel destined for. It's not just wishing, it's a pull.
Henry Ford is his example here. His love for machinery wasn't just a hobby.
It was linked to his purpose, yeah. Led him to build a car, but he didn't stop.
Kept improving, studying, and then that huge dream. An affordable car for everyone, mass production.
And he did. Organized Ford Motor Company, scaled up like crazy, less than 6,000 Model Ts one year, over 500,000 just 8 years later.
And dropped the price way down. Maxwell says Ford's success wasn't just smarts, it was that dream and total dedication to it.
So having a dream like that, it does things for you. According to Maxwell, it gives us direction.
Like a compass, right? So you're not just drifting aimlessly, your efforts are pointed somewhere.
It increases our potential. When you see yourself in light of that dream, you see what you could be. It stretches you.
Bigger dream, bigger potential unlocked. Makes sense.
It helps us prioritize. Suddenly, it's clearer what matters, what you need to focus on, maybe what you need to let go of.
You measure things against the dream. Does this help me get there?
And, importantly, it adds value to our work. Even the boring stuff feels different when it's part of something bigger.
That construction worker story nails it. One guy's just earning a paycheck, another's pouring concrete.
But the third guy, he's building a shelter for the homeless. Same task, totally different meaning because of the dream.
Yeah, Vince Lombardi said your finest hour is working your heart out for a good cause. That's the feeling.
Okay, so dreams develop in stages. Maxwell observed this. It starts with, I thought it.
It's that first spark, right? An idea, a vision, maybe from a deep desire.
And to kind of get that spark going or fan the flames, he suggests some steps. First, believe in your ability to succeed.
You don't need to be superhuman. Just believe finding your dream is possible.
Second, get rid of pride. Pride holds you back, makes you scared to try, scared to look foolish, keeps you comfy.
Gotta let that go to grab the dream.
Third, cultivate constructive discontent. Not just whining, but that itch for something better, that drive for positive change.
Complacency is the enemy of dreams, basically.
And fourth, escape from habit. Routine can put your brain on autopilot, stop you questioning things.
You stop seeing possibilities. So, shake things up, look inside.
Okay, so from I thought it, you move to I caught it.
Where it's not just an idea anymore, it's emotional. It grabs your heart.
Then comes I sought it. This is action time.
Putting feet to the dream. That Italian proverb fits. Between saying and doing, many a pair of shoes is worn out. Takes grit.
Yeah, hunger, tenacity, real commitment.
Then a tough stage. A few shot it.
Oof. Dreams are fragile, he says, like soap bubbles near jagged rocks, especially new ones with no track record.
And often the arrows come from close-range friends, family sometimes. You gotta weather that storm.
But if you do, you get to, I got it, breakthrough, you're living it.
But, he points out, success is often inches, not miles. Like Tony Gwynn's batting average.
Yeah, .338 versus .250. Seems small, but that consistency, that dedication to the inches, made him a legend.
Joe Namath. When you win, nothing hurts. Getting there takes dedication, surviving the critics.
But even then, some others fought it. Not everyone cheers for you.
He talks about firefighters versus firelighters. Some want to put out your fire with criticism.
Others want to help fan the flames. You learn who's who, and you can't let the firefighters distract you.
Then a crucial stage for the dream's impact. I taught it. Sharing it.
If you hug it tight, it stays small, depends only on you. Share it, it grows, others adopt it, synergy happens.
Including others makes the impossible seem possible.
And finally, others bought it. People follow leaders with great dreams. They're looking for heroes.
And real heroes, Maxwell says, help others succeed. Winifred Newman said vision is the world's most desperate need.
Wow. He shares the text of a pastor's I Have a Dream card, too.
Yeah. It's powerful, all about giving up what you are for what you can become, sensing the invisible, trusting God, keeping going, attracting winners, seeing the future, a real commitment creed.
The bottom line is, go for the dream.
Yogi Bear's classic. If you don't know where you are going, you might wind up someplace else. You need direction.
And that Sherpa Guide story with Mike Wallace.
Yeah.
Why climb the mountain?
Hmm.
It's obvious that you've never been to the top. It takes commitment.
Maxwell even includes a commitment to the success journey statement you can sign, a personal pledge.
Right. Committing to the process, the purpose, growth, sowing seeds, persevering. It's for you.
And then he gives practical steps to take along the way, asking, where would I like to go? These are really about you figuring out your dream.
He prompts you to examine your past. Greatest talents, character strengths, what others say you're good at, unique experiences, passions, what you'd die for.
Then your present, current resources, time, money, people, circumstances you can change, unique aspects of your situation right now.
And then the future. With that big question, if you could be anything you wanted, what would that be? That's a key to unlocking the dream.
Okay, so that's finding the dream, the purpose, the where. Now, how do you actually get there? That's goals, right?
Exactly. How do you get from here to there? He contrasts just driving around aimlessly like the Raimis on their Sunday drive.
Versus planning the trip, like he and his wife Margaret do. Without a plan, life tends to pull you down, like gravity.
Life's not a dress rehearsal. You need a plan.
He categorizes travelers, Vince the victim, foot-dragging Freddie, Debbie the dreamer.
And motivated Michael, the difference. Michael has goals. He takes planned action.
Goals are the route on your success map. They show you the steps, like a map from Dallas to Chicago.
And if you get off track, the map helps you adjust. Like Justice Holmes losing his ticket, he just needed to know where he was going. Goals give that clarity.
So goals help in specific ways. First, they draw out your sense of purpose.
They make the dream concrete, something to focus on. Combats that aimlessness Porter saw. James Allen's idea. You become as great as your aspiration. Goals shape aspiration.
They give you go, motivation fuel.
Right. Carnegie said you can't push someone up a ladder. Paul Meyer called goal setting the strongest self-motivator.
Breaking the big dream into smaller goals creates wins, builds momentum, like getting a heavy train moving.
They get your focus on improvement, not just activity. Are you busy or are you getting better?
Goals ensure your effort leads to improvement, makes it inevitable, he says.
And they create mile markers of progress. Like the map on the plane, they show you you're moving forward, how far you've come, feedback.
Okay, so how do you create this map? He uses the roadmap acronym. Starts with R, recognize your dream.
Got to know the destination first. Wilson. We grow by dreams. Goals serve the dream.
Oh, observe your starting place. Where are you now?
Hoffer. To become different, must have some awareness of what we are. Honest self-check. Strengths, weaknesses, resources.
How far to the dream? What assets do you have? What obstacles? What's the cost time, money, relationships, comfort? This sharpens the dream and points to specific goals.
A. Articulate a statement of purpose. Write it down. Your concise philosophy of travel based on the dream.
Takes time, refinement, not a one-shot deal. Builds on his definition and your reflection.
D. Define your goals, the points on the map. And they need to be specific things.
Right. Written, personal, in your control, specific, achievable, motivating, measurable, track progress, time-sensitive, deadline. Each aspect matters.
Then the tough bit. M. Move into action.
Go to. Thinking is easy, acting is difficult. That survey showed most set goals, few act, just start.
FTR. Try something. Chinese proverb. Be not afraid of going slowly. Be only afraid of standing still. Action is key.
A. Adjust your plans. This isn't set in stone. Review, modify, maybe even eliminate goals.
Failure happens. Lincoln's point. Are you content with failure? Purpose is long-term. Goals are flexible.
And P. Point to success and celebrate. Acknowledge wins, build on them.
Focus is always improvement. Faulkner. Try to be better than yourself. What you become is more important than what you get.
Like JCPenney stock clerk with goals, built a huge chain, helped others. The growth was the real success.
Maxwell adds his own reflection, sets goals loosely, flexibly, feels blessed, often exceeds them, values the difference made in people's lives.
He encourages you to expect wonderful things when you explore your dream and set goals.
And again, practical steps to take along the way for how do I get there from here, guiding your map creation.
Asks you to revisit the dream, observe your start, gap, assets, obstacles, costs, write your purpose statement, then define daily goals linked directly to that purpose. Very actionable.
Okay, so purpose, the where, and goals, the how. What's the second big element of success from Maxwell?
Growing to reach your maximum potential. And the driving principle here is huge. Your attitude determines your altitude.
Attitude. He uses the moon landing goal as the prime example.
Yeah.
JFK's speech in '61.
Think about it, the Soviets were way ahead in space. Sputnik, first man in orbit.
Landing on the moon seemed impossible then. The tech didn't exist.
But Maxwell argues the belief changed everything. We believed we could do it. That shift in attitude.
Attitudes outdistance abilities, he says. NASA's atmosphere became electric with possibility because of that belief.
So dream plus attitude, unlimited possibilities. Dream alone, daydreaming. Attitude alone, pleasant, but no progress.
He really emphasizes this. Attitude is the main factor, more than smarts, talent, education, even just working hard.
And your attitude determines who and where you are now. Attitudes drive actions. Actions create results. Your current situation reflects your past attitude choices.
And crucially, your current attitude is a choice. You can't just blame stuff, circumstances, upbringing, limits.
Schiller called limitations guidelines, not stop signs. You choose your response.
Anyone can find reasons to be negative or choose to be positive, like Stan Musial.
The baseball story. Did he ever wake up ready to get 2 hits every day? That choice.
Maxwell says realizing you can change your attitude today is the greatest discovery.
Your attitude also determines how you approach the journey. That school experiment is wild.
Teachers and students told they were the best actually became better, just because of belief and expectation.
The formula. What I believe, how I perceive, what I receive. Positive outlook helps navigate the bumps.
And bottom line, the better your attitude is, the farther you will go.
That Fortune 500 study, 94% of execs credit attitude. Even the cancer study, positive attitude linked to better survival.
A good attitude helps you go farther, live longer, he argues.
Ultimately, your attitude means the difference between success and failure. It's the fuel, the staying power, makes the ride better too.
John Wooden's wisdom. Things turn out the best with the people who make the best of the way things turn out, making the best with your attitude.
Zig Ziglar's story about Jeb. The mom teaching him attitude is a choice by making his terrible day declaration come true.
Shows you have to take responsibility. Best helping hand is at the end of your own arm. Effort is required.
So what does a great attitude look like? He gives 7 signs. First, belief in self.
True. Rare to succeed without self-belief. It frees you up to focus on growth, not insecurity. Foundational.
Second, willingness to see the best in others. Positive people like people. Look for the good.
Putting a 10 on people's heads, he calls it. Expecting the best often brings it out. Helps your own attitude, too.
Third, ability to see opportunity everywhere. Like Plutarch finding honey in time, attitude opens your eyes to chances.
Fourth, focus on solutions. Not just seeing problems, but having that "how can we fix this" mindset. Seeing possibility.
Fifth, desire to give. Carl Menninger. Generous people are rarely mentally ill. Giving is the highest level.
It's not about having a lot to give. It's an attitude of giving with whatever you do have.
Sixth, persistence. Comes from a good attitude. Believing success is possible, discomfort is temporary, using setbacks as fuel.
Don Biones Jr. said success eludes quitters. Dreams need persistence.
Seventh, responsibility for their lives. Owning your thoughts, actions, allows honest assessment and change.
Okay, so how do you get that great attitude? Tips for getting your attitude in tip-top shape. Taking full possession of your mind, like Carnegie said.
First, claim responsibilities, not rights. Fighting for rights breeds negativity. Focus on what you can do, what can be built. Travel light, leave resentment behind.
Second, associate with positive people. Tremendous. Jones was write books and people shape you. Choose friends who lift you.
Henry Ford. My best friend brings out the best in me. Choose wisely. Third, don't take yourself too seriously. That consultant story with the president's hotline is hilarious.
Right. Success is attitude, not self-importance. Keep your sense of humor. Life should be fun.
Fourth, take action to change your attitude. This is direct. You can't just wish for a better attitude.
Dr. Glasser, if you want to change attitude, start with a change in behavior. You have to act your way into it.
Active will, extraction, positive attitude. It starts with deciding and doing.
Henry Ford again. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you are right. Your mind sets the limit.
And again, steps to take along the way for how far can I go? Applying these attitude ideas.
Asks you, rights or responsibilities focus. What can you change? Who's your most positive contact? Schedule time with them. How do you relieve stress positively? Schedule it.
And the challenge, tell a funny story about yourself messing up this week. Humility check.
And finally, write a positive attitude statement. Your personal creed for positivity.
So that covers purpose and potential through attitude, the first 2 things.
And the third thing is sowing seeds that benefit others. Now, the source didn't detail the how as much here, but stressed its importance.
Absolutely essential, he says. Without contributing, the journey feels lonely and shallow no matter how successful you are otherwise.
It's that old saying, right? Make a living by what we get, make a life by what we give.
Albert Schweitzer, giving up everything for Africa, embodies it. The purpose of human life is to serve.
And Danny Thomas, St. Jude founder, success. It's what you do for others.
So this third part is vital. It's the outward expression of that inner journey of purpose and growth. It makes it meaningful.
Okay, let's pull this all together. This deep dive gives a clear, actionable view of success from Maxwell. It's a journey, a process.
Defined by internal stuff, purpose, potential, and external contribution helping others.
And not about chasing those fleeting things like wealth, stuff, or status. Those aren't the real prize.
Your dream is the guide, goals are the map, attitude is the fuel. That determines how far you go.
That Whit Hobbs quote nails it. Bounding out of bed for something you love, bigger than you, can't wait to get at it. That's success fueled by purpose, growth, contribution.
It means success isn't some future destination. It's how you live now. You choose it by engaging the journey.
Which leads to the final thought for you. If success is this ongoing journey, purpose, growth, service, and potential requires constant growth fueled by attitude. What's one small, concrete step you could take today, maybe based on something we talked about, to actively practice growth or contribution? Just one small step.
Thanks for listening. Visit our library and subscribe below for more book summaries. This has been a Sprint Reads production.